We'll start with the prayers. Om Sahana Bhavato Sahanau Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vittvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We're doing Panchadasi, chapter 1. We have finished 15 verses out of 65. We have about 50 verses left. Tattva Viveka Prakaranam. Tattva means what is the essence of this whole universe. And Viveka means discrimination. What is the essence? What am I experiencing? And what is the difference between what I'm experiencing and what is the actual truth? So that is what is the topic. The differentiation of the real principle. What is the real principle? The real principle is I am of the nature of consciousness. That is the reality. What do I think now? I think I am this body. I think I am this mind. So Vidyaranya, the author of Panchadasi, takes up this topic. Where do I learn that I am of the nature of consciousness principle? In the Upanishads. So we all study 10, 12 Upanishads. In the Upanishads, we come to realize two things. One is, there is something called as Brahman. Brahman means Chaitanyam principle. That is the first lesson in the Upanishads. There is something called as awareness, consciousness, which is the essence of this whole universe. What is the second lesson we get from the Upanishads? See, these Panchadasi chapter 1 and all these chapters, you should have the background of Upanishads. Then you will understand this much, much better. Even if you have not done Upanishad, if you listen to what I am telling you, then you will be able to pick up what are we discussing. You see, anytime you come to a class, you should know what we are discussing. Then it becomes very interesting. That's why in the first 10 minutes of the talks, I always give you a bird's eye view of what has happened and what I'm discussing and where does it all fit in. So the second lesson in the Upanishad is Tattvamasi. You are that consciousness principle, awareness principle. So again, I repeat, what is the first lesson? That the whole universe rests on consciousness. Consciousness or awareness or existence is the bedrock, is the adhishthanam for this whole universe. The second lesson is that bedrock, that consciousness, which is adhishthanam, the substratum for the experience of the universe, is me, is my nature. So please understand these two lessons very clearly. If you don't understand, again, you can put a question in the chat box. I can repeat it to you because this is the most important lesson in the entire study of Upanishads. All our three states of consciousness, that is waking, dream, and sleep, are coming and going in the atmosphere of consciousness, in the awareness of consciousness, these three states of the mind are coming and going. Wherever you may be in Africa, you may be in Japan, you may be in Saudi Arabia, you can be in America, anywhere. Whatever we are learning, it holds true for the whole universe. Even if there are inhabitants in planets, other planets, this truth is the same. What is the truth? There is one existence, consciousness, blissful entity, which is called as the real principle, reality. That is the nature of all human beings. It is the nature of the entire universe. That is our study. And the second principle is in the Upanishad is, I am that. What is the mistake we are making? I am a body. I was born. And this body will go away. When this body goes away, I am not existent. I am not there. That is our conclusion from our experiences. This whole misconception has to be reversed. To reverse this misconception is the study of Panchadasi chapter 1. Reverse, we have to do the reverse. We don't have to say, I am the body, I am the mind, I am suffering. All this language which we use is a wrong interpretation of ourselves. What is the right expression? Body is born, mind is born, body suffers, mind is undergoing certain turmoils due to law of karma. There is a law which controls this whole experienced universe. Body is undergoing. But who am I? I am the consciousness, I am the awareness in which all this is happening. This awareness is distinctly different than the body. That is what we are seeing in our meditation sessions. Omkara meditation. The purpose of Omkara meditation is to differentiate the consciousness from experienced body and mind. Okay? So this is the backdrop. In this backdrop, now we are doing the first chapter. In the first chapter, in the first 15 verses, what we have studied is that there is that nature of that consciousness, the reality is Sat Chit Ananda. It is borrowed from Taittiriya Upanishad. So Vidyaranya takes the definition of the reality as mentioned in Taittiriya Upanishad. He defined what is Sat, he defined what is Chit, and then what is Ananda. After that, he started discussing creation from verse number 11 to 36. So up to Sat, Chit, Ananda was discussed. Conclusion was made in verse number 10 that that is the reality, and it is in Sat Chit Ananda, the screen of Sat Chit Ananda, the whole movie of waking, dream, sleep for billions of people is appearing, disappearing, appearing, disappearing. What is the mistake we are making will be explained in 37 to 42. Anvaya Vyatireka method. There is a technical method which is used to differentiate Atma, the consciousness, and Anatma, the three bodies. And then Mahavakya is taken up, 43 to 48. Conclusion is made that I am that awareness, consciousness principle. So this is the broad outline of this chapter. We are in the middle of 16th verse, which we started last week. And that comes in the topic creation. Creation is discussed from 11 to 36. We are in the top verse number 16. So now I'll get into verse number 16. We started with this.
sattva shuddhya vishuddhibhyam maya vidye cha te mate maya vidye cha te mate maya bimbo vashikritya tam syat sarvagna ishwarah tam syat sarvagna ishwarah.
When we are studying these verses from 16 onwards, there are several technical terms which are used by Vidyaranya. These are technical terms, they have a specific meaning, and that meaning is being given out in all these verses. What we are going to study is a revision of Tattva Bodha. All of you have done Tattva Bodha before. Tattva Bodha is a text written by Shankaracharya. It is the textbook of terms, technical terms used in Vedanta. If you have not done Tattva Bodha, please go to my 5 videos of Tattva Bodha, which is available in our website, and go through them. Or you can refer to the Tattva Bodha text, you will be able to understand all these verses. All these verses from 16 to 36, 20 verses are going to be discussing, everything is from Tattva Bodha. We are going to discuss the Panchabhutas, the 5 elements. We are going to discuss prakriti. We are going to discuss how our body is created, how the world of objects is created. How do we experience this world of objects through our sense organs? All that will be discussed up to verse number 36. Very interesting portion, and it's a very nice presentation by Vidyaranya. Very simple, very methodical, so that it becomes easy for us to understand our nature as pure consciousness. Don't forget this. This is the single most thing you should always remember, the goal. The goal is for me to say to myself, I am of the nature of pure awareness, consciousness. At the end of the study of Panchadasi, if you are able to say that, or if you are able to understand that itself, it's a very big achievement. That is the Shravanam portion. After this, you have to do the Mananam. Mananam means these ideas have to roll in your own mind. And Nididhyasana means you have to say to yourself, I am not the body. Mano buddhi chittani naham. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the sense organs. Shivoham, Shivoham. I am of the nature of pure consciousness. That is the goal. Here, what Vidyaranya is, he's starting from the top of the tree, right? He's telling you what is there at the top, and then he's going down, 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 and then he's going to describe the whole universe. Right at the top, there is something called as prakriti. Prakriti means nature. Bhagavad Gita chapter 14 says prakriti is made up of three gunas: sattva, rajas, tamas. Sattva stands for knowledge, rajas stands for action, tamas stands for inertia. Together, when they are combined, it is called as prakriti. It is invisible it is invisible. I can't look at that Maya Shakti. It is a Shakti. It is a power. It is a power residing in consciousness. With that power, this entire waking world is projected. With that power, the entire dream world of all the jivas is projected. With that power, the entire universe of the objects, tamoguna, inert objects, is projected. So are you getting this point? Very important. These are all step-by-step process of learning the creation. Prakriti is matter principle. Purusha is the consciousness principle. Purusha is the experiencer. Prakriti is the experienced world. What we are now discussing is the experienced world together with that Purusha. Here in this verse, a very important definition of Ishwara and Jiva is made. Who is a Jiva and who is a Ishwara? This Prakriti can be of two types. One is pure, another is impure. Pure Prakriti is in the hands of Ishwara. Impure Prakriti is in the hands of Jiva. When it is in the hands of Jiva, the technical term used is avidya. When that Prakriti is referred with reference to Ishwara, it is called as Maya. When that Prakriti is pure sattva, pure means it has got no rajas and no tamas. Predominantly, it is sattvic. It is Ishwara. So that awareness principle in the universe, when it shines in the body of Ishwara, it is sattvic. There is no rajas and tamas involved. It is sattvic by nature. That is why he is called as omniscient, omnipotent. He can do anything. Ishwara is powerful. In the whole universe, you see creations are coming, going, trees are coming, trees are dying, bodies are coming, bodies are going. It's a gigantic universe. So the Jiva portion is connected to avidya. Avidya means what? Impure sattva, rajas, and tamas. What do you mean by impure? Impure means it is a mixture of 33%, 33%, 33%, or up and down. It can be slightly up and down depending on one's mind. All this will be explained in verses in the fall. I'm just giving you a backdrop so that it becomes easy for you to go through these slides quickly. Maya avidya chate mate. Maya means it is that power, Shakti. This Maya, avidya, are twofold prakriti. Sattva shuddhi, avidya shuddhabhyam. Sattva shuddhi means pure sattva, rajas, and tamas. Sattva means the aspect of prakriti which is responsible for prakasha, the light of knowledge, effulgence, knowledge. Whenever in the morning you feel, I can really understand everything which I am reading. That is why children are taught, get up early in the morning and study. So because after you have rested in the night, your mind is sattvic. You go for a walk, you can, in your own mind, you can go through all your activities for the day. I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So serenity is connected with sattva guna. Clarity is there. There are no agitations. So regardless of difficulties in life, we work with clarity and knowledge, and that makes us peaceful, serene, blissful, happy. So sattva is a generator of knowledge, serenity, and happiness. What is rajas? Rajas is the aspect of prakriti which creates excitement, agitation, restlessness, chapalatvam, oscillations, desires, delusions. Because of this, all these are what? It is a condition of the mind. Sattva is also a condition of the mind. Rajas is also a condition of the mind. Tamas is also a condition of the mind. Antakaran. If the rajas is very high, which most of us have, during the day, what happens? I'm very rajasic. I have to do this. I have to do that. I'm lost in the office. I'm lost in my college. I'm lost in my university. I'm lost in my studies. I'm lost in the kitchen. All because of the agitations in your mind. Running after one topic to the other. You are a very busy executive, extremely busy doctor, engineer. So many things are happening. You are the president of a country. Rajasic. All the three are important. But if you become a more sattvic, you can realize your nature. That is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14. What is tamas? Tamas means it is also an aspect of prakriti, but which creates ignorance about myself, dullness, lethargy, delusion, always confused. Should I do this? No. Should I not do this? No. I don't know. I'm always confused. Any aspect of life you take, I'm confused. All of us are a mixture of three gunas. Understand this very carefully. Don't try to blame yourself and say, I'm very lethargic, I'm only tamasic. No. Each one's mind is made up of these three gunas. With effort, you can go from tamas to rajas, rajas to sattvic. This is very beautifully explained in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14. Arjuna asked this question. How does one become sattvic? Then Lord Krishna explains. Don't try to jump from tamas to sattvic directly. Start from tamas, go to rajasic, and then become sattvic. So this table here just gives you the knowledge. Serenity is sattva, agitation, unhappiness, sorrow is rajasic, delusion, ignorance, dullness is tamas. Even the study of these three factors in yourself will give you tremendous benefit in life. Tremendous benefit. All those who have studied with me the chapter 14 of Bhagavad Gita under Master Gita, Master Life program, they have come back to me. Each one of them comes back to me, writes to me, talks to me, calls me, and says, this chapter is very beautiful because I have understood my own nature, which is my mind. Prakriti is the cause of the entire universe, and the universe we see these three present. All these are understood by inference. Whatever we see, we draw inference and say this is sattvic, this is rajasic, this is tamasic. How do you infer? Suppose I see a chain or a bangle, I infer what? It is made up of gold. Suppose I see smoke somewhere, what do I infer? Fire. Suppose I see the effect of sattva, rajas and tamas, what do I infer? There is prakriti which is operating. So, prakriti definition is by anumana, not by pratyaksha. Not by, it is by inference, it is not with direct experience. You see the smoke, you infer unseen fire. You see the work involved, you see there is a president, there is a controller, prakriti which is there. Prakriti. Pra stands for prakashaha, sattvic. Kru stands for karanam, activity. T stands for tishtati, inertia, no action. A desk doesn't do any action by itself. A stone is just lying there, no action. That is what is called as tishtati. It exists. That is how the word is formed. Prakriti. Shuddha prakriti is the mind. The mind has got sattva, which is predominant. It is called as shuddha prakriti. Ashuddha prakriti means what? It is a mixture of rajas and tamas. Impure mind means it is got predominantly rajas. And ultimately, most ashuddhi, it's a most impure form of mind, means that person is sleeping out of 24 hours, he is sleeping for 18 hours. There are some people. You'll ask me, are there such people? They will just get up, eat, go to sleep. Again, get up, eat, sleep. All these three are related to the jivas minds. Some are adhika, some are nuna. Nuna and adhika. Nuna means less of something, less of rajas. Adhika means more of sattva. Sattva shuddhi avishuddhabhyam maya avidya. Maya, the sattva shuddhi predominant. Avidya means it is tamas predominant. That is what it means. Dictionary of Sanskrit terms talks about shuddhi, ashuddhi, avishuddhi, nuna, and adhikaka. This is just how all these three can be in different forms. Some are some have got higher sattvic, some have got higher rajasic, some have got higher tamasic. Some are shuddha, some are ashuddha. Some are avishuddhi. Avishuddhi means impure to the height. Why can't we experience the blissful nature of self? That is what I'm just giving you a revision now. Why can't it in the 15th verse? Because we are made up of consciousness and prakriti. Prakriti is avidya, ignorance. Everything in the waking state is said to be ignorance. Sleep state is ignorance. Dream state is ignorance. What is knowledge? I am beyond the three states is the knowledge. I am awareness, consciousness principle. Pratibimba, reflection of Satchidananda Brahman. That pure consciousness is called as Brahman. And that is getting reflected. That is the power behind the entire universe. Ishwara means he has the Maya Shakti under his control. Jiva means what? This Maya Shakti, which is the mind of a person, is not under his control. But for both this, that pure consciousness is the substratum. See, by understanding this technical nature of this this creation, through these technical words itself, you can reach your ultimate truth. So the upadhi means the medium of transaction for a jiva and Ishwara. If the medium is avidya, it is a jiva. If the medium is Maya Shakti, it is called as Ishwara. So when I look at the creation in the waking state, when I say everything belongs to Ishwara, that means I have a sattvic mind. Suppose I keep on saying, no, there is no Ishwara, there is only Jiva in the world. Everybody is just a body and mind only. Completely, there is nothing called as Veda, there is nothing called as a God. That is all what is called as avidya. That means you are 100% Jiva. There is not even 1% of the Vedic knowledge with you. Now, why do we don't understand that blissful nature, which was the question asked in verse number 15? It is because of this avidya, because of this ignorance in us, which is very dark. We have lived in this ignorance, body after body after body, for thousands of births. That is what the Veda says. See, whatever the Veda says, there is recreation. That means when a body dies, it is born again. Again, a body dies, again it is born. Adhyaropa is the building of a thought process or a model. It's a ladder. Adhyaropa means your superimposition of the whole universe on this awareness. What is apavada? Apavada means you're dismantling the whole universe and then reaching that pure consciousness. This is the process, adhyaropa, apavada. Remember these two words. We will be using this at the end of the chapter, but I'm just giving you just to give you some tips how to understand this creation. I put in these words. So construction to enable intellect to move forward to the final truth. We are building up this entire creation, ultimately to reach the same awareness principle which we have discussed in Satchidananda in the first 10 verses of this chapter. So Advaitam wants to show you there is something beyond the mind. Vedanta, the Veda, according to Shankaracharya, teaches us Advaitam, non-duality. There is only consciousness. That is the ultimate teaching according to Shankaracharya and according to Vidyaranya. Suppose you take a pole vaulter, he takes a pole and reaches the top of the pole. That is what is called as adhyaropa. Rising up in creation. With the help of creation, the theory of creation, you try to rise up. And then what do? You drop the pole and then you cross over the bar. And then you're successful. You have gone beyond prakriti. So the leap beyond the prakriti is what is called, it is called as apavada. At a later point of time, when you are discussing Mahavakya Vichara, you have to drop the pole. You have to drop like a pole vaulter. He drops the pole and jumps to the other side. You have to drop this entire creation of the three states of consciousness, the three sharirams, the Maya Shakti, all this have to be dropped. That is exactly what we try to do in our meditation every week. You have to dismantle the model. So this is a process. Adhyaropa apavadhabhyam nishprapancham prapadyate. See, nishprapancha is coming again here, which I discussed in the meditation week last week. Nishprapancha. Don't forget, there is a word called nishprapancha. Nishprapancha means what? I exist, but the world doesn't exist. I exist, the world is not appearing for me. That is my pure state. And that is free from plurality. There is no plurality involved in the nishprapancha state of mind. I don't have to die to understand this. While living, I understand I am without the body and mind. When I am without the body and mind, I can say Aham Brahma Asmi very boldly. You and I can say that because we are that. We experience that only in our sleep. Vidyaranya is building a model to take you to the Nishprapancha state, which we are doing in our Omkara meditation. See how both are related, our meditation and our study of chapter 1. Sishyana bodha siddhyartham. To accomplish this Nishprapancha knowledge, which is a knowledge, bodha. Tatved tatvad nyehi kalpitam pura. The knowers of Brahman have expounded the creation in our ancient times. They have given us models. All the models of creation are explanation of the world, but ultimately this model has to be dropped. You learn the model that is called as Adhyaropa. You drop the model, it is called as Apavada. So initially, what do we learn? There is something called as prakriti, there is something called as Brahman. Brahman alone exists, is the ultimate teaching. We have to learn to drop the prakriti at a later point of time. Prakriti is a means to climb to the supreme reality, where prakriti will be denied later. Like in chemistry, a catalyst is used for a chemical reaction, and then it is dropped. So similarly, catalyst in this case is the creation theory. Adhyaropa and Apavada are the catalysts to help the Sishya to come to the truth. See, this truth, ultimately, when you realize, it's very simple. But why is it so much of study involved? Is because of the ignorance. That is what I am. After you know that this is my truth, then you'll say, what is this? Why did I study so many times Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, this Upanishad, that Upanishad? But that is the process. To remove that ignorance about myself, this is a process which we all have to undergo. Maya, so this verse 16 told us about Shuddha Maya, Shuddha Maya. Shuddha Maya means sattva is pradhanam. Pradhanam means predominant. Rajas and tamas are also there, but it is subsidiary. What is predominant in Shuddha Prakriti? Sattva. Ashuddha Prakriti, impure, it is also called as Malina Sattva. Where Rajas and Tamas are predominant, Sattva is subsidiary. I hope you all understand this because I have given you the explanation of the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas before. So one Prakriti gets two names, Maya and Avidya. Okay, this chart is just an explanation of Maya and Avidya. And in this Maya or Prakriti, there is a reflection of that consciousness. When it is reflection of the consciousness in the totality, it is called as Ishwara. When it is a reflection in one mind, it is called as Jiva. But it is only name. Jiva, Ishwara, these are only names. So Ishwara is omniscient. He is full of knowledge of the entire universe. He knows what each of our mind is thinking. Because of sattvic nature, therefore, Maya does not delude Ishwara. You and I get deluded. Suddenly we are doing something and you want to study Panchadasi chapter 1, suddenly you get deluded and then you run after ice cream or you run after something in the kitchen or somewhere you just run. That is what is called as delusion. Desires, incompleteness, sense of inadequacy. I'm not complete. I need this to be complete. I need a scooter. I need a car. I need a family. I need a wife to complete myself. These are all delusions. Our whole life is full of delusions. But we are coming out of those delusions, at least by learning that there is something called as Shuddha Prakriti. Okay, that is the objective of our study. In this verse of Taittiriya Upanishad, it talks about, I'm taking Taittiriya Upanishad in the Saturday classes, and right now I have started taking Bhashyam, Shankaracharya's commentary on Taittiriya Upanishad. For those who are interested to study a commentary, a Bhashyam, this is a sample of a study of a Bhashyam, which I started last week. You can join the Saturday classes if you are fresh, if you do not know about those. Bhashyam study is an actual word by word analysis of Shankaracharya. For example, in this verse, so kamayataha bahushyam praja yeti. So Shankaracharya will say, he will take one word, so kamayata. He will write 10 lines. Bahu, he will take 10 lines. Sya praja yeti, he will take another 5 lines. It requires a lot of patience, a lot of time to study Bhashyam. But when you study Bhashyam, you will never forget Vedanta. That's the beauty. It will be ingrained in you, especially when you do Mandukya Bhashyam. You don't need any other study of any other Bhashyams, and that's it. One Bhashyam is enough. One Mandukya Upanishad Bhashyam of Shankaracharya, where he clearly where he discusses waking, dream, sleep, and tells you you're not the waker, you're not the dreamer, you're not the sleeper. Who are you? You are the pure Shuddha Chaitanya. Same knowledge, what is given in chapter 1 of Panchadasi, same thing. It is an extract of Mandukya Upanishad only. When you come to that portion, you will see that. You see, we're going to do the 3 states in this chapter 1 itself. Taittiriya Upanishad says that the Lord creates this universe for the jivas to come out of ignorance so that they can realize the truth. He is called as Mayapati. Ishwara is called Mayapati, means that Maya Shakti is under his control. Okay, so that is verse number 16. Now let's go to verse number 17.
Avidya vashagastwanya तद्वैचित्र्यादनेकधा सा कारणशरीरं स्यात् प्राज्ञस्तत्राभिमानवान्
So in this verse, Vidyaranya takes the help of Mandukya Upanishad. He uses a term which is used in Mandukya Upanishad. The technical term used is prajna. Prajna means the sleeper. Sleeper means a person who is identified with ignorance, avidya, totally identified. That is what is called as a sleeper. So here in this verse, he is describing, he is going deeper into the meaning of all this creation and its nature. Here he says that Jiva is nothing but it is a reflection of Brahman, first of all. That is why if I can drop my ignorance, which is the sleep state, I can remain sattvic throughout my life. That status of mind when I am Shuddha Sattva, identified with pure consciousness, is called as Jivan Mukti status. Sleep will still come and go, but I'm not identified. It is there. It is part of prakriti. So this Jiva is subjected to avidya, the sleep state. Therefore, he is called as impure sattva, ashuddhi sattva. Ashuddhi sattva has got different degrees of the mind, which consists of rajoguna, tamoguna. The light of consciousness falls in the mind, in the antakarana. But an antakaranam, which is predominantly rajasic, you'll find many people like that. In the office also, you'll find out of 10 people, you'll find 9 people are rajasic. There'll be only one sattvic. He will just sit down quietly. He will keep on understanding what the other people are doing. He will make important decisions. That is sattvic. Majority of us are rajasic by nature. So the jiva's grades depends on the mixture of rajas and tamas. But it is a mixture of rajas tamas with what? With sattva. So sattva, rajas, tamas is a combination. And in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, when you study, you'll find all types of, there are 4 types of combinations in the 14th chapter. Okay, I'm not getting into it, but here I'm just telling you that it depends on the percentage of your rajas, percentage of your tamas. So don't worry. See, sometimes many seekers come and tell me, I got lost. For the last 3 months, I was totally, completely lost in something. Don't worry. It is your rajasic mind. I was completely deluded. I went in search for something else. I went and searched 20 other books of Vedanta. I got totally lost. Tamas. If you're clear, I am of the nature of Sakshi, I am of the nature of consciousness, awareness, then you are sattvic. Only thing is, don't scold your mind. Never try to, of course, it is natural for us. Oh, why did I behave like this? Why did I keep on hurting myself? From the study of Upanishads, after you do these type of sessions on Panchadasi, you will come to realize it is a nature. Accept it and move forward. Even if you are the most tamasic person, Lord Krishna says, don't worry. Just learn the Veda. Your tamas will be gone. Avidya vashagatu anyaha. Jiva comes under the sway of avidya. Every day, morning we get up, we are under the sway of avidya. Maya, sattva pradhana, consciousness reflected in a pure water is sattvic. in a dirty water is rajasic and tamasic. Suppose the sun is there, on a pure water, when there are no waves, you can see the reflection of the sun clearly. In a lake or in an ocean, where there are waves are, 5 feet, 10 feet, waves are going up and down, you can't see the sun's reflection clearly. That is the rajasic nature. So a dirty pond, a pure lake, this is the explanation. Our mind is the dirty pond, our mind is the pure lake. Or you take a mirror also. Convex mirror will give you a different reflection, concave mirror will give you a different reflection. So convex and concave is the nature of sattva, rajas and tamas. Tat vaichitriyat anekada. There are many minds. There are variety of minds. Depending on the individual, this mind fluctuates. Even during a day, you'll find suddenly you are very, very tamasic. You don't want to do anything, relax, doesn't matter. So devatas also have the same, but then what is the definition of devata? The one who has got a sattvic mind is a devata. You can also become a devata if you cultivate. Suppose you keep on chanting Vishnu Sahasranama. You keep chanting some of the Rudra. I know certain people. You can make a difference. A person who chants Rudram every day and a person who doesn't even know about Rudram, you can see the mind. It's very obvious. You can see the strength of that mind. You can see the purity of the mind. You can see that the person who chants Rudram or Vishnu Sahasranama, you can see the power, which is the shine which is there in his face. So Jiva can be either sattvic, rajasic, tamas, or complete mixture, depending on the grades. In Keno Upanishad, there is a story. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But I just want to say that even among the devatas, there are grades of devatas. Agni Devata, Vayu Devata, and then there is Indra Devata. Indra is the leader because he has more powers, more sattvic, compared to Agni, Vayu, and Jalam. Prithvi Devata. All these are all different devatas. So more knowledge, more power is all because of this combination of three gunas. That's all you should understand. So devatas, manushyas, pashu, plants are less sattvic. Pashu, cow is more sattvic, a tiger is more rajasic, a donkey is tamasic. See the nature of the animals also. In manushyas, you also have different minds. Like you have one light having picture. 7 different colors are there. Similarly, is this mind. Ishwara is one, but jivas are many because of the quality of avidya. Sakarana shariram syat. That means avidya is the root cause of the jiva. Where is this avidya? In karana shariram. Avidya is also called as karana shariram. And because of this avidya, ignorance, there is transmigration. New embodiments are taken up, and a person is born from one body to another body. So cause of sthula shariram is this avidya. Papa punya determines the nature of the mind of a person. how much one can express. See, even in life, you can see that there are individuals who can do wonders in this life. It's all because of their sattvic mind. In deep sleep, mind goes to this avidya state. Mind means it is sukshma shariram. Avidya means it is karana shariram. So the mind goes to the karana shariram, it becomes the seed. The seed form of the mind is called as vasana. Okay. Shariram is shiryamana swabhava. Shiryamana means it is decays and it comes to an end. Karanam means it is the cause of the body, which is it is the cause of both the subtle body and the gross body. So when a person has the abhimana in the karana sharira, what does his what does he feel then? He is called as prajna. He is identified with the undifferentiated nature of this world. In Mandukya, 3 names are given. When one is identified with the gross body, he is called as Vishwa, as in the waking state. When one is identified with the dream body, he is called as then is called as Taijasa and Prajna. Why I'm mentioning is Swami Vidyaranya uses the word Prajna in this particular verse. Prajnayaha tatra abhimanavan. He is describing who is the sleeper who is identified with this avidya. The rest of the slides here are just a revision of the verse number 17. I've just explained the revision. This is the same whatever I've explained to you so far. My sleep state is an experience of nothingness. Nothingness means I didn't experience myself, I didn't experience the world. When you try to understand the gunas, this is also called as tamoguna. The sleep state is also called as tamoguna because one is overcome by avidya. So the jiva in the karana shariram has a unique experience. Okay, the different experiences of the waker, dreamer, and the sleeper are explained here. And what is turiyam? Turiyam is beyond all the 3 states of experiences. Okay, so this is the, you can go through the balance, but I will stop here and I will start next week with this slide 152. Okay, or this 151. I will start with this verse. It's a slightly long verse because of the word prajna that needs a little bit of explanation. That is why all the slides are explaining a little bit more. From next verse onwards, the Panchabhutas will start. So we are right now discussing from 19th verse onwards. 19 to 24 will be the total Tattva Bodha revision. Even if you have not done Tattva Bodha, doesn't matter. You will get a full gist of Tattva Bodha, the basic text which is required to understand Vedanta. In the next session, we'll cover that portion. Okay, so we'll stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudacchade Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavaşishate me vasishyade. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Okay. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask the questions. There are no questions on the chat box, so any of you can ask the question now. Yeah, Deepak, go ahead.
Just a little clarification. One is that all the three states are actually in avidya, and consciousness is common to all the three states.
Yes.
And yet we say that it's the third stage where the deep sleeper, where he is in all the senses and other mind is completely shut.
Yeah.
That he rests in Turiam.
Correct.
So in the notes it's raised that it's a rest in avidya. Avidya is a common state, but it rests in Turiam because of the fact that both the mind and the senses and everything is completely dead, and he's in pure avidya.
Yes.
But I just want a clarification on that.
Yeah, your question is, why do we say it? The jiva rests in avidya and not in Turiya?
In the third state, normally we say that the third state it certainly rests in Turiam.
Correct.
And but we've never said that in the waking state, even though yes, I understand that the consciousness is common.
Correct.
But because of the fact that you are always sort of being impacted by the
See, the main thing you should understand is that between the awareness, pure consciousness, and me in the waking state, what is there? What is the problem? Why I am not able to realize I am that pure consciousness? What Mandukya Upanishad says is that the cause of the waking state, Karanam, is the avidya state itself, which is the third state. The cause of a chain or a bangle or a ring is gold. So the cause, what Mandukya says in the 5th mantra and the 6th mantra, it says that the cause is avidya. Cause is ignorance. What is Turiyam? Turiyam is not a cause. Turiyam is not even effect. Turiyam is beyond cause and effect. That is why it is called as Adhisthana. Adhisthana means it is the substratum on which everything is happening. This cause and effect drama which is going on, it cannot be there without that consciousness. So, for a jiva, he can go up to the level of avidya and say that I am resting in avidya in my sleep state. Up to that state is his experience. But what lies beyond that state, it is the Veda, which is the Pramanam. I hear that and I understand that I am that which is lying beyond the sleep state. That is my goal. Because otherwise, what will you say in Mandukya Upanishad in Bhashyam, in Shankaracharya Bhashyam, there are a lot of question and answers. A Purvapakshi and the opponent comes and, there the question is asked, if sleep state is where I'm resting, isn't that the final state of my realization? There Shankaracharya clearly says, don't make the mistake that sleep state is your nature. Don't make that mistake, because that many people, they get confused and they say the sleep state is my nature. Sleep state is an undifferentiated state. Most important thing to understand is, in our experiences, there is one state which Bhagavan has given us. what is this example given to us by Bhagwan, by the Lord himself? There is one state in which the whole universe, which is Dvaitam, becomes Advaitam. Undifferentiated state. It becomes where you are experiencing it. What are you experiencing? I am experiencing that there is no difference between me, the Jiva, and Paramatma, the Jagat. In the waking state, it is the same Jiva and Jagat which is there. Jivatma and Parama. Jagat means Paramatma. But there is it is differentiated state. That is Dvaita. So, what Shankaracharya says is, understand that state in which you are sleeping is called as avidya, tamasic nature. But that is not what you are in the waking. In the waking, your mind is very, very alert. What you are bringing to in the waking state is that sleep state experience, that vritti, saying that I don't experience anything, that you're dropping it. And what are you dropping? You're dropping by doing that, what happens? You're dropping this entire Dvaita Prapancha. And then you claim what? You claim Advaita. Advaita means it is non-dual. And that is beyond this. That is what we are going to do meditations in the next 40 sessions. Shankaracharya is an expert in teaching Advaita. And he has got 40 verses. Every verse is a lesson for us to drop this avidya, to drop this Dvaita Prapancha. So, Deepak, have I answered your question?
Yeah, I want. So basically, the sleep state is really the undifferentiated seed state.
Yes.
Which rests in avidya, and it's only when you transcend that there is turyam.
That's correct.
When you wake up, you again wake up into the waking state, which is again avidya, but here you are much more, you're experiencing because of the mind and the senses.
That's correct. You see,
therefore, there is,
yes.
So this is the closest to a non-dual state, the sleep state, but you are not still in the non-duality.
You're still in Dvaitam, in the sleep state. That is why he says that all that don't try to work in the waking state, don't try to work for Samadhi state. Don't work. Because Samadhi is yoga philosophy. Chitta vritti nirodha. He says that is no use because that state of sleep will again come into waking. But what you have to reach is something beyond that. Okay?
The adhyarupa is superimposition, right?
Correct. Waking, dream, and sleep is called as superimposition. In your own mind, you say, I'm not a waker, I'm not a dreamer, I'm not a sleeper. This is what that you are bringing together with the three universe. It is called as adhyaropa. Okay? So you are bringing in your own mind. What Shankaracharya says in his meditation exercises, don't only neglect and say that is, therefore I have to get away and I have to withdraw from the world. That is called as nihilism. That is, you are believing in nothingness. So you are saying, mano buddhi chittani naham, 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 naham. You see, don't focus on naham, but focus on shivoham. I am there. When you focus on shivoham, what happens is, adhyaropa means it is superimposition. Apavada means you are saying these are all mithya. It is relatively, it is appearing and going. It is relative satyam, but it is not me. I am the light. I am the light in which all these three states are coming and going. That is what is called as knowledge of the scripture. Use the knowledge of the scripture as the pramanam. Don't forget, it is the Veda which is ultimately showing you that state which lies beyond the body and mind. Okay, anybody else has a question? We don't want to lose ourselves in the waking state. Yes, okay. Before that, what we are looking for is not to get fully carried away in the waking state. Yes, you're right. That's correct. What we don't want to lose is ourselves in the waking state. Beautiful. Very well put, Neeta. This is what they say, that you have to be present, but you have to be present without your body-mind awareness. That is your real state. Perfect. You have to be present. So don't try to say that nothing exists. That is the problem which many people, they get into meditation and then they suffer a lot. They keep on thinking throughout the life that there is nothing in the world, but that is wrong. When you don't experience your body and mind and the universe, you, the consciousness, are there. That is the teaching. You are there. In what form? Not in this body, in this body of which is existing because of the breath. See this. What you have to finally realize is that in the framework of consciousness, in the screen of consciousness, I keep on repeating, in the screen of consciousness, you find yourself in the waking state. That's all. You find yourself means what? As Neeta, as Deepak, as Venkatesh. You find and the names are given only for the body. Body and mind, they are going through the three states. Without any interference from the body or mind, these things are happening. I'm sure you realize that. Neither your body, neither your mind is really controlling any of these three states. There is an external controller. Body goes to sleep, body wakes up, mind goes to sleep, mind wakes up. And in between, you have some happiness, some sorrow, some joy, these are all small, paltry things. You get attached. So for example, if you keep on thinking that I've got $1 million in my bank account and keep on thinking about it, is just a waste of time. It is there, that's all. You use it. It is there, you use it. So the value of money in the bank is only for you to have a comfortable living for the body. That's all. But that comes only because of clear discrimination between consciousness, the screen, and the body, mind, and the birth. Good. Your observation is correct. I appreciate your observation. Don't drop your consciousness in the waking state.
So I've got another question. In the face of death, physical death, a person who is really scared, is that person able to the question is not put, is there actually, or how would you describe fear of death?
Okay,
what
good.
is fear of death?
Yeah,
so that's basically it. Yeah.
Okay, good question. Okay, this is a very, very important question which is common to all of us. It's a very brilliant question, and it is answered in Taittiriya Upanishad. The most important thing to understand fear is you should know that fear comes because you feel that you are absent from the world, and and there is something else which is controlling it. What is fear of death? Fear of death is a thought. First of all, you must understand it is a thought. It is a vritti. It is a manovritti. It is a manaspandanam. It is a vibration of your mind.
Yeah.
Fear is a vibration of your mind.
Okay.
Sometimes you have that vibration, sometimes you don't have. You know, in the day,
Yeah.
you know, you are living the whole day, 24 hours. In that 24 hours, you are not having fear the whole day.
No.
But only in certain times you have the fear.
Yeah.
So the first thing you should understand is fear is it is produced in the mind.
Yeah.
In a vritti form, in a thought form.
Yeah.
This thought is absent in sleep state.
Yeah.
But I am there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in the sleep state, there is no fear at all of the world. So instead of getting attached to this fear thought coming anytime it comes, you just replace it and say that, what is this? Why should I get attached to this thought which is coming?
Yeah.
I know my nature is fearless. My nature is in my sleep, I am there, but there's never fear.
Yeah.
So what is the best way to get rid of fear? Fear of anything in life is a thought. Ultimately, it is only a thought. It is only a vibration of your mind. If through meditations you come to realize that vibration of your mind at certain times, and this vibration is connected to certain objects or persons or absence. You see, your thoughts ultimately give you an experience. That experience can be about some object or some being. Suppose you're thinking about your mother. It is an experience. It's only a vibration. It's only a vibration in your mind. It is only sukshma shariram. It is only a subtle body in your. It is anything which you're thinking about is only a vibration. That is why in Mandukya Upanishad it is called as manaspandanam. Manaspandanam in Sanskrit means it is vibration of your mind. Okay, so fear, the best way to get rid of fear is to say, I am the consciousness, the screen in which this thought is coming, and it is making me helpless. And I have this thought. Fear can come because of the loss of objects.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
External objects, or fear can come because of your relationships. I don't want to think about the passing away of somebody in life. You know, fear comes because I may lose my possessions. This is also a cause of fear.
Yeah.
Any possessions you have, possessions can be a house, a spouse, it can be, ultimately, it can be your own body.
Yeah.
In your own mind, you're thinking of a day when this body is not there. That causes fear. What will happen to me? Where will I be? What is my state going to be? All these are questions asked by a person who is not exposed to Vedanta.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He will have fear. She will have fear.
Yeah.
But suppose you come to Vedanta and you come to hear. You're only hearing in all these sessions. You're only trying to hear some words. When you hear these words, what happens is in your own mind there is a samskara. Samskara means an impression. Normally, I'm going a little bit deeper. I'm trying to explain to you what is fear, you know?
Yeah.
What happens in the waking state is all our experiences in the waking state, whether it is you're seeing a movie, whether you're listening to music, what happens is there is an impression.
Yeah.
That impression is carried. It is recorded in your mind.
Yeah, yeah,
Now that impression has been there for a long time with you. And it keeps on playing it replays in your mind.
yeah,
Whatever you've experienced, that experience is gone. But
yeah,
what is remaining is that replay of your experiences in your mind. That is the problem. That
yeah,
is what is called as the fever of sorrow.
yeah,
The replay in your mind, the incident has already happened and gone, but in your mind, you're still thinking of it. That is a fever. It is a groove which has been etched in your mind. It is coming again and again, and you don't know how to get rid of it. Nobody knows how to get rid of this groove.
yeah,
So, fear is a thought which you have developed over a period of time, which is coming again and again, and it is disturbing you. It is a groove. Mind has got into a groove of that thinking.
yeah, yeah,
The best way to get rid of this is listen to the scriptures,
yeah,
which tells you are not that groove, but you are the illuminator of that groove.
yeah,
You are the consciousness, awareness. In your awareness, all these experiences are coming and they are getting etched in the mind. And again, tomorrow morning, again, it will play.
yeah, yeah, true.
Try to create a distance between
Yeah,
that mind and you.
yeah, there is a distance already.
There
Yeah,
is a distance. That's the distance.
Yeah.
Increase the distance, and
Yes.
you will lose your fear completely.
Yeah, yeah,
Many seekers have come to me and have asked me, how do I get this fear of death? Many seekers.
yeah,
You know, I've been teaching for the last 10 years. I think almost more than 100 people have come and asked me, how do I get fear of death? How to get rid of the
Yeah.
fear of death?
yeah,
Because this is an extremely powerful notion in my mind. I don't know how to get rid of it.
yeah,
You know, my own absence, I cannot accept it. My mind cannot accept my own absence. That is the problem with the fear.
yeah, that is the root. Yeah,
I cannot accept.
that's it. Yeah,
You see, the moment you try to have another groove,
yeah,
you create another groove in your own mind. I am the awareness. I am the consciousness. I am the awareness. That groove will supersede the groove of fear, and you will find that the fear is gone after a few days.
yeah. Basically, it is accepting that what we think is alive actually is dead material.
Yes, it is only a material thought.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a material thought, but it appears to be real.
yeah,
That is what is called as Maya. It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a power. It is a Shakti. It is a power of the mind.
yeah. It's a very big power.
It's a very big power. All of
Yeah.
us are suffering because of that big power.
Exactly. Yeah,
Sometimes it causes fear. Sometimes it causes delusion. Sometimes it causes pangs of wanting things in life.
yeah. Everything, pleasure as well. Everything. Yeah.
Everything. But
Mm.
this is where you become
Yeah.
aware of yourself, and you get the benefit of listening to these talks.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah,
Good.
thank you. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot. Yes.
Thank you, Neeta. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else has a question?
Yeah. Starting.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's questions before starting the next one. I go up first, because I will charge it.
Yeah, okay. Anybody else has a question?
I have a question.
Yeah, Deepak.
In your presentation, the sattva aspect of prakriti is responsible for prakasha, light and effulgence. So I'm a little confused because prakasha is still part of Maya, and the effulgence. I wanted to understand because the Maya, which is Clarification when you say sattva aspect of prakriti.
Okay, I was missing out certain portions of your question. It was not audible. But
Prakriti is responsible for prakasha. But what I've understood is that prakasha is a part of Maya and avidya when it is has mixed with the rajas and tamas.
yes,
Prakasha, the self-effulgent, is beyond prakriti. So why does it say the sattva aspect of prakriti? And prakriti has sattva, rajas, and tamas, which is the experienced world. So is this a right state? Is this the right state? That sattva aspect of prakriti constitutes prakasha.
see, first of all, you should understand the sattva, rajas, tamas. When we talk about it as prakriti, you are talking about your mind.
Yes.
The body is tamasic. Body is 100% tamasic. It is inert. By nature, it is inert. It doesn't know anything. The knowing principle in this body is not the gross body. So gross body is tamasic. That we are going to study in the next 4 or 5 sessions. We are going to study the entire Tattva Bodha. We are going to have a revision of Tattva Bodha in the next 4 or 5 sessions. So the body, gross body is tamasic. When we say sattva, rajas, and tamas, it is you. We are talking about the mind. The mind has got these 3 strands. These 3 strands of 3 gunas. Now, you should not forget that the consciousness is outside these 3 strands. It is not a part of the 3 strands.
Okay.
The consciousness is only illumining. Consciousness is a sun, the sunlight which is illumining your mind. Then this mind has got tamas. Let's go to the impure mind first. Impure mind it's 99% tamas. It is sleeping. The mind is sleeping. It is not aware of anything. Okay? That is 100%. The consciousness is illumining what? Nothing is there. Then we come to rajas. Rajas is your dream. Dream. Rajas is your dream where you can see the dream. Consciousness is still there. It is illumining the dream. The dream is nothing but only vasanas. There are no external objects at all. There are no bhautika, no 5-element objects outside. There is no external world in dream. It is only internal world in your mind, which is a projection of your impressions. This is 100% Rajasic. So once you have understood Rajasic and Tamasic, then you come to the waking state. In the waking state, what happens is it's a complete combination. The real problem in the waking state is the sense organs. The sense organs are basically sattvic in nature. When the light falls on the sense organs, it only illumines the entire world. If your mind is only illumining the world, it is sattvic guna without the rajas and tamas, you are Ishwara. The same Deepak becomes Ishwara when the sense organs are only having the sattvic light of consciousness and it is illumining the world. When does that sattvic Deepak becomes a Rajasic Deepak and a Jiva? When the Rajoguna in the mind in the form of Papam and Punyam, they rise with some desires, some delusions, some confusions in the mind, that pure sattva becomes Jiva.
Mm.
And the Jiva continues. If he doesn't know that I am that pure sattva, he will continue as a Jiva and he will die as a Jiva only. And then he'll be born as a Jiva again. If he doesn't know this Vedic knowledge, without this Vedic wisdom about prakriti, I am not prakriti, I am other than prakriti. This is what was taught to Arjuna in the 14th chapter. You become a guna atita. You try to learn to drop your gunas and then realize your nature. So have I answered your question, Deepa?
Yes, thank you. What you're saying basically that you need a sattvic mind to be
Correct.
able to understanding and the clarity of the Brahman or
Pure consciousness. Excellent. Good question. I think very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else has a question? We'll continue. Next week is going to be more of the Tattva Bodha lessons, but it's a good revision. Let's continue. And then after that, we will be learning this waking, dream, and sleep again. And then in the text, we will be talking about Mahavakya. Mahavakya means it is a oneness between me, the consciousness, and the consciousness in the entire universe. That is the ultimate. But this is a very beautifully structured chapter. And chapter 1 is very, very nice. So it's good if you can follow the sequence. It's a very slow learning, but it's a good learning. It's a very, very systematic learning. Thank you. Good night.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste. Hari Om.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hari Om, thank you.
Hari Om.